Takže dneska jsme v Lucerně, je tu David ICKE.
For those who haven't come across my work before, or who have come along through curiosity, well, all the very best of luck for the rest of the day, because we're going to go into some very strange and bizarre information.
Vnímáme, že je to všechno trošku jinak. Stejně jak to vnímá tady ten David ICKE, který to už studuje a žije třeba 30 let.
But just before I start, quickly give people a quick background to me, because there'll be many people here, I'm sure, who haven't come across my story. And it's that I started off as a little boy, as you do, not knowing where my life was going to go. I became a professional footballer, and that finished with arthritis. I then became a television presenter with the BBC, and then, well, the top of my head exploded, basically, as I'll come to. And in the last 20 years this year, I've been on a journey of uncovering what's really happening in the world rather than what we're told is happening.
Velký žurnalista a reporter říká nám pravdu tak, jak je.
Then I became a television presenter. Smug little face look, eh? Look at that. And what that gave me was some kind of name in Britain with the public. So when I came out eventually with what I did, it wouldn't be quietly. And it also gave me an understanding of the media and how the mainstream media is not there to inform, but to program and indoctrinate with a certain view of the world.
To, co řekl, tak to už si zažil, už má ty zkušenosti, že se mu potvrdil nějaká ta jeho pravda. My už třeba taky, protože to nesledujeme týden. Ale už nás to třeba zajímá třeba 6 let. Každýho různě. Takže se mi to zdá jako zajímavý téma. Jakoby dozvědět se o tom, kdo jsem, co je to realita, taky otázky. Někoho zajímá, nevím, jak zbohatne, a mě zajímají tadyhle ty věci.
One man cannot change the world, but one man can communicate the message that can change the world. And that's very important, because this is not about me, this is about information.
Já jsem přemýšlel, že se vyfotím, tam je ročník 68, sovětská okupace. Takže se vyfotím přímo od ty sovětské okupace, u ročníku 68 a řeknu, jak to je, že to nebyla okupace, že jsme uchránili Česko o 20 let před majdanizací, kterou můžeme vidět v Anglii, ve Francii, ve Švédsku, ve všech pokrokových megazemích, které jsou ve sračkách, vole.
And I started asking the big questions that go unasked throughout people's lives often. Who are we? Where are we? Why is the world as it is?
Já bych chtěla říct, že pořádám demonstraci ve čtvrtek ve 14 hodin na podporu indiánů Sioux, který tam stávkují proti ropovodu už od dubna. A chtěla bych všechny pozvat, aby přišli.
We never even were thought about 20 years ago. It's happening. It's happening, and people are waking up more and more. Not the majority yet, nowhere near, but more and more every day. And if we're going to wake up, if we're going to break out of these straitjackets of thinking and perception, we need to realize there's not one way. The system wants us to believe there's one way because it wants uniformity. Look at any tyranny, any dictatorship, and they want to impose uniformity. Look at communism. Look at fascism. There is another way. In fact, there's not only another way, there are infinite other ways. You don't have to all be the same. We can choose not to be. We can express our uniqueness instead of following the herd. We don't have to be faceless people in a faceless crowd. We can express our uniqueness. We don't have to do what everyone does. We don't. And you know, when we choose not to follow the herd, it can be very, very beneficial sometimes. In fact, often. You don't have to swim with everyone else. You can swim the other way.
Orlí pero, ora bělohlaví.
Just this man, John Mason, said, "You were born an original, don't die a copy." but how many people do? And the more they go through life and the more they take on the programming, the more they become a copy. You see children expressing their uniqueness, and as what we call life unfolds, you see that uniqueness being suppressed and deleted. Giordano Bruno, truth does not change because it is or is not believed by the majority of the people. Or as Mahatma Gandhi said, even if you are in a minority of one, the truth is still the truth, no matter if the majority believe otherwise. Giordano Bruno was burned to death in 1600 for having the audacity to say that there were other inhabited worlds, that the universe was infinite, and that the earth was not the center of the universe.
Ale svět je tak moc zvrácený, kámo, že Merkelová, která popravila Evropu, ta kunda zasraná, dostala Nobelovu cenu míru, rozumíš tomu? Takhle je ten svět zvrácený, vole, a v tom světě já nechci existovat, promiňte.
So the freedom, the real freedom, comes from freeing our minds from the programming of a lifetime. Freeing our minds from the idea that the education system is there to inform people and truly educate them, when the education system is there to program perception so the children become the adults that the control system can handle. Free our minds from the diversions of so-called entertainment that is designed to make us look over there while we're being further enslaved over here. Free our minds from the idea that the mainstream media, I've worked in it, the mainstream media is there to tell us what's going on in the world. It's there to give us a version of events which suits the control system. Free our minds from the fake messiahs who come along claiming change when they're just another mask on the same face that controlled the guy before. Anyone see the difference between Bush and Obama? Free our minds from the fake terrorist events that are there to create problems to which the control system can offer solutions, which is more control, more centralization of power. Free our minds from the fake terrorists, people like Osama bin Laden, who was on the payroll of the CIA. And then he's wheeled out to be the villain so that they can justify the invasion of Afghanistan.
To já jsem taky někde četl, nějaký debilek, který ani nezaplatil pořádně daně, rozumíš, takhle oni nás berou, jakože.
To samý na Pernicu.
Cože, ty si nezaplatil daně.
Na Pernicu jedou to stejný.
Ale něco, jo, to jsem četl, že nějaký, počkej, Hitler, viděli jste toho Hitlera s Pernicou, je to dobrý. Nějaký buzíček ani si nevzal za soukrom, ani nezdanil soukromku a úplně takhle ho tam vyprali. Jasně,
Free our minds from the nonsense of human-caused global warming, which is just another scam to further tax us and to further justify more and more control over our lives. It's happening all over the world, and the science of global warming is a nonsense.
Řekni nám, proč jsme šli na ICKE. Já se stydím.
Free our minds from the idea that the pharmaceutical cartel is interested in human health. It's interested in human sickness because that's where the money comes from. And on a greater level, it's interested in destabilizing the human vehicle chemically and in many other ways. Free our minds crucially from the four-letter word that controls the world: fear.
Ale nevím, podle mě už teď je Bridget Jonesova kurva 4. díl. Oni to prostě vyždímou, ze všech tam pak bude Bridget Jonesova na vozíku a Bridget Jonesova v nebi, vole. A Bridget Jonesova a ty frajeři chudáci, jako jsem třeba já, budou muset chodit do kina na tyhle sračky. Protože jinak ta rodina není šťastná, rozumíš? Jinak prostě láska není a ty seš hned seš ve sračkách. Já jsem nemohl jít ani na trénink, protože ona, to byla najednou půlka celého mýho bytu, byla najednou v kuchyni a pak byla okamžitě v autě. To si vzala i lávovou lampu, kterou jsem celou polepil, takový ty obrázky s ganžou, blueberry a orange bar a bílá vdova. Ta lampa je samozřejmě její, ale já si dělám nároky, protože jsou tam moje nálepky prostě. A když hraju hry v noci, tak mám zapnout lavovou lampu. Takhle mi sedí kočka na tom stole, že kam čas spí, tak já můžu pozorovat to krásný mladý tělo. A hraju tu hru. Perfektní stávka. Perfektní.
All the time, the system's trying to put us in fear because people in fear give their power away to someone they think will protect them from what they've been manipulated to fear. And crucially, again, to free our minds from the idea that we are little me, just an individual with no power, just a pawn in a game which they cannot have any influence over. This is the fork in the road. Consciousness or clones, awakening or staying asleep.